Michael visits Sonny at his restaurant office. Sonny asks what he's doing here. Michael knows they haven't spoken since New Year's, so the longer they wait, the harder this will be. He tells his dad he came to apologize to him. Sonny notes he claims he kept the truth about Nina so as not to hurt him, but he doesn't think it's the only reason. Michael says it would have impacted so many people, and he didn't even know if his dad would believe him given his history with Nina. He admits he used the truth of what Nina did to keep her away from his family. He also says when Ned remembered, he struck a deal with him to keep the peace. Sonny doesn't know why Nina didn't come to him. Michael explains Nina didn't think he or Willow would forgive her. Sonny asks if he does forgive Nina, where would they stand? Michael says he has no say in what he does, and if Willow also wants to let Nina back in, then he'll deal with it. He also assures his dad he'll always have a place in Willie and Amelia's life, as well as his. He won't promise to like or trust Nina, but he won't let her cost him his wife or father. Sonny admits he sometimes sees Nina as the woman he married, but then he knows Donna could have lost her mother and Drew almost died. Michael says he has realized it's not his place to make decisions for those he loves, and if he forgives Nina, it won't affect their relationship if they still have one. Carly shows up at the Metro Court and Trish shows her to a table where a man named Bryson Nelson, an ad rep for Windsor and Golden, is waiting to meet her. Nina watches and wonders what Carly is up to. Carly thanks Bryson for taking this meeting, as his firm has been running ads in Crimson for years and they have a good relationship. He admits they had one, but her taking over is garnering bad press. Martin shows up to meet Nina, saying make this quick as he is leaving town shortly. She needs legal advice, but he didn't know he was back in her good graces. She assures him he isn't yet. Nina admits she's considering starting her own magazine, and she's warming up to Valentin's offer of help. She wants to make sure she can use the ideas at Crimson she came up with in her own magazine. Brooklyn walks by, and Nina says hello to her. Brooklyn says out of respect for Olivia, she won't tell her off in her restaurant. Brooklyn walks off, and Martin asks what that was about. Nina responds in a southern accent, "My attorney couldn't keep his big mouth shut." He points out that even before he opened his mouth, she had had a knack of alienating people. Meanwhile, Bryson says the ousting of Nina and the article on Carly and her boyfriend has his company unsure if their priorities are in line anymore. Carly says Crimson has just changed hands, and she is going to maintain the quality of the magazine. She says they plan to take what is working with Crimson and elevate the rest. Bryson asks how she'll do that when the photographers and designers are booking other gigs instead of staying loyal to her. He admits his company has doubts about her and has to excuse himself to take a call. Brooklyn approaches Carly and learns she's about to lose a $2.1 million annual account for Crimson. Meanwhile, they see Bryson approach Nina and he tells her how glad he is to see her, and Crimson without her is unthinkable. Carly mutters, "That explains it." Brooklyn thinks Carly will make her mark given time, but Carly notes advertisers and photographers are jumping ship. Brooklyn wants to help, as Nina is the same woman who let her dad take the rap for what she did. She thinks they can get the advertisers back if they work together. Back to Martin and Nina. After Bryson walks off, Marin sees she still holds a lot of sway. Nina needs to sign Windsor and Golden and get her staff's non-compete clauses waived. She asks if he can do that. He says that would take a magician, but it's her money to waste. She says he'll do this pro bono as she could have had him disbarred but didn't. He agrees to do it because he owns his part in what happened, but advises her that starting conversations off hostile with him is not the way to go in the future. Nina tells him, "I want my staff back and I want Crimson to eat my dust." Brooklyn tells Carly about the photographer Salvatore, who would be happy to work with her. Bryson approaches, overhears them, and realizes Brooklyn is with Deception, and they are working with Salvatore on a photo shoot involving Sasha for Crimson. Bryson tried to make a deal with Lucy, but it went nowhere. Brooklyn says Deception is under new management, just like Crimson. He joins them to talk business. Bryson makes a deal with Brooklyn and says he's looking forward to working with them. He and Brooklyn head to the elevator. Carly follows, but stops at Nina and gloats, "You were right, Nina. The magazine business is tough. Good thing I'm tougher." She boards the elevator and smirks at Nina as the doors close.